You go to the Nigerian High Commission, it is very difficult to speak to anyone, even go into the High Commission. You go for a passport, you would not get the passport. It's very, very difficult.
What about the members of staff?
The members of staff are not very helpful either, unless you know someone, as usual.
It appears our embassy here is just here in name. Our embassy is not helping the Nigerians as I see it. I don't want to go into a lot of examples. People who come to the embassy honestly and they just don't do anything.
I think I for one have been there time and time. You don't even know where the tables are. You don't know where to pay the queue. You don't know where you're going to collect a passport or where to take a form. If you go upstairs, they ask you go down. If you go down, they ask you go there. So I think that is very disgusting.
Most Nigerians are not happy to go to the Nigerian house or wherever, or whatever. They have to go there if necessity compels them. And the frustration they have there, and I don't know how to term it. It's very disgraceful for Nigerians to go to a place where they are supposed to be looked after, and then they are just pushed about as they like. Unless you know somebody there, you just have to keep on wasting your time going there.
I remember doing workshops here, international workshops, with performers, other performers from Japan, from India, from America, and their embassies responded to the day of opening or to the final day of production of the workshop. And amazingly, I feel so cold when I don't see any representative from the Nigerian High Commission.
What is your excuse?
Well, if you are opportuned to be able to ask why they didn't come, the usual excuse is, oh, sorry, we didn't get the invitation or we got it late. And they are living in London now. It surprises me how other embassies could get their invitations that was sent at the same time and the postman never delivered ours.
My little experience with my passport was just normal thing you would take for granted in this country. Say, if you want to renew passports, you didn't take time. Apart from the fact that they charge you still have to bribe them. And if you refuse, you never get your thing. That's one of the problem with Nigeria embassy. If you're in Nigeria, if they say that is the order of the day in Nigeria, it shouldn't be the case in this country.
Yeah, I can easily get help from a white person. When I went to the Nigerian house, I couldn't get any help. And the help I need is what I'm entitled to get my passport renewed. My father died, I had to go home. And they kept me going there for 3 months. I couldn't get the passport to go home. At last I have to take a traveling certificate. And when I go to Nigeria, I got stuck in Nigeria for another 4 weeks to come back because I couldn't get the passport.
I remember a young man died, and we went to the embassy, Nigerian embassy. We went there to let them know that a young man died and no parents, nobody to help, and he was sick. We went there for help, but we couldn't get any help from them. I remember vividly what he said that day. He said, look, young man, we only cater for those who are on scholarship or those who are sent here by the federal government. We don't cater for somebody who came on his own. So I'm afraid we can't help you. And it shook me because I couldn't believe it. The British will not do that to their nationals, no matter what. They wouldn't do that. And the French won't do that either.
And you can find that particular High Commissioner, their what is it called, or their visa station, where Nigerian people hasn't got any access to enter to their office easily. You find the white and the what you call Indian walking in and left Nigerian people in the queue and got whatever they want, like that.
In the past, there's one crime which they are noted for. So there's on the television that they get a lot of parking tickets. I think that I understand that is one of the embassies in this country that owes a lot on parking charges.
things are changing now, but the change, it is very, very slow. The change is very, very slow, extremely slow.
What Nigerians used to say is that Nigerian embassy has been very hostile to them, has not served their interests, and a lot of Nigerians complain about this. Okay, that's fine, to some extent they're not.
The local staff in the embassy are in the majority of the staff of the embassy. And in our experience, we find that some of these local, in fact most of these local staff, they tend to arrogate to themselves certain authority they do not have.
You have to know Nigerians are very difficult to please. We're a very difficult nation, difficult people from different tribes. Even within Nigeria, we're very difficult to rule. It's too many dialects, too many tribes, and too many competitors for the same thing.
For instance, a Nigerian who comes through the door meets a security man whose duty it is to say to the gentleman or lady that has just come in, "Excuse me, madam, where are you going?" "Oh, I'm going to passport." "Oh, the room is number so. Usually you find that the security man will be the first to say, "Look at the time you are coming. What do you think the person is? He probably has gone on lunch. He's probably is not coming back." Let them go first.
You know, we have a lot of activities here, a lot of expectations, a lot of things to do, and we are not here only to wait for invitations to arrive. Maybe they will send these invitations when we are already committed, and naturally we cannot do otherwise. But I very much doubt if these claims are really genuine or honestly made by people. This is a very busy mission. It depends if we have the booklets. These booklets are supplied to us from outside UK, and once our stock is exhausted, it means we cannot do otherwise. But once we have the stock, and yes, it's simple renewal or reissue, yes, this one's within a very short time you will get it. But if people are referring to maybe, "Oh, I lost my passport," either to thieves or just by chance I can't explain how it got lost, then this is another thing. He would have to refer it to Nigeria for clearance.
There was a period, I know, of about a couple of months when the passport leaves or the passport booklet did not arrive at all. It's a genuine problem when the passport booklets don't arrive.
Well, we are doing a lot. In fact, we have a very active welfare section which engages in series of visits to all prisons and other places where, yes, we are informed our nationals are being detained. But something very disappointing is that once such visits do take place, you find the turnout of inmates is very discouraging. Very many of them don't want to come at least to see our officials. Some don't want to even be identified as Nigerians. Somebody dies and his friends or relatives want to repatriate the corpse to Nigeria. So the assistance for sure they need maybe is footing the bill. We have very limited resources for which there is no provision, at least for repatriation of whoever is found to be rude to anybody, either to a colleague or to a visitor or to a client, is certainly has no place in the High Commission. In fact, it would be very surprising for you if you walked into our visa hall now, even though the situation has markedly improved, to hear what some of these people are saying to our colleagues. We assist anytime we hear that somebody is being apprehended by either police or immigration authorities. They telephone the office. Most of these places have our numbers. If a Nigerian is arrested at the airport, yes, they try as much as possible to telephone the office. They have our numbers. It depends on the time of the day. Even during weekends, they contact our offices. At least if you telephone, yes, somebody would answer you 24 hours a day.
Most Nigerians in this country are not registered at the Nigerian High Commission, so there's little really they can do. If you're not registered with them, they don't know of your existence in this country, what can they do?